The flood watch is on.
It's been the highest that I've seen it.
How those living in Banff and Canmore are feeling ahead of this weekend's big storm. Plus, making their voices heard.
These people here definitely had enough. This is nonsense.
Thousands rally in a province-wide day of action. And remembering a young woman gone too soon.
She loved her team, she loved her coach, she loved being part of a new frontier.
How loved ones and the soccer community are memorializing Sarah Cowie.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Jacqueline Wilson.
The towns of Banff and Canmore are on high alert tonight, watching the Bow River. This year's record snowfall is melting, and rain forecast this weekend could speed up that melt, causing some flooding. Kevin Fleming reports.
The Bow River flows close to where Greg Bessick and his family live. They're taking a look at how much it's risen over the last few days.
I think we've lived here since 2014, and to me, it's been the highest that I've seen it.
Bessick says he's thinking of where to move his vehicle if the water continues to rise. Meanwhile, the town has taken proactive measures and laid out flood barriers.
Last night we decided just to get ahead of things and start laying things out. You'll note we haven't inflated them yet. We will do that if we have to later today based on all the other information that we're getting.
Carrie Martins is working closely with the town and Parks Canada to monitor the rising river to keep people in Banff safe. Roads and pathways near the river have been closed, and many people come by to get a look at the flow.
A lot of folks in Banff have been through this multiple times. We've had high water events before. This one could be a little bit higher than we've seen for the last number of years, but most people are just, happy that we're working at stuff and we're watching it and monitoring it.
At Bow Falls, the power of the river can be seen and felt as the water roars downstream while visitors record the moment.
Mother Nature's crazy, the force of it, and you just can't stop it.
John Pomeroy is based in Canmore and monitors water year-round in the mountain parks. The data he and his team collect is used for research. He says this year produced a record snowfall in the mountain parks, and now warm weather is melting.
The snowpacks are saturated. It's like a wet sponge, so any water you put into it is going to come out, and the warm rain will also melt that snow. And with strong winds, then it will melt it even faster. So this is what we have to be on guard for.
Pomeroy has been watching the volume of water moving downstream in the Bow River.
For the Bow River at Banff, I'd had about 440 cubic meters per second in the peak in 2013, and it's already over 300 right now. So it wouldn't be difficult to push it into some exceptional territory.
People living along Cougar Creek were hit hard in 2013 when floodwater rushed through here. Stephen Lamb says he's confident that won't happen this year.
I'm counting on the engineers to know what they are doing, and they did spend $75 million, I think, building that big retention dam upstream of me. And based on the size of that dam and the plan, I feel pretty safe that it's going to protect us.
Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Canmore.
Well, in Calgary, the city isn't expecting any overland flooding, just high stream flows. However, they say that there might be pathway closures, particularly at bridge underpasses like you see here, where they expect water to pool. It's likely you've actually noticed the water flows along the elbow were much higher over the last day. And that's because the city has been letting out water from the Glenmore Reservoir to prepare for any large flows that happen in the coming days. The highest levels are expected Monday and Tuesday because of the system dropping some significant rain Saturday through Monday. Now, a high river flow advisory has been put in place in Calgary, which means that there's no boating allowed on the Bow and the Elbow.
The higher velocities can also pin rafters or boaters against infrastructure like bridge abutments. And so we're very thoughtful and careful about those components. So multiple components here, the potential for erosion, the additional turbidity that makes it hard to see, obstacles in the water or below the water surface, the cold water and the fast-moving nature of the water all create additional risks that we want to make sure Calgarians are aware of.
Now, people should stay away from the riverbanks because of that fast-moving water. It can cause erosion, and also make sure you're keeping your children and your pet close by. We We are about to get walloped by some wet weather. It's a good thing I got a brand new massive umbrella for my birthday. We'll put it to good use.
Yes, and make sure you check your house. Well, the weather's still nice. Storm drains, east troughs, things like that to get prepared for the amount of rain that's coming. Now, when you look at the rivers, minimal overland flooding is likely for our weekend, but because of all the rain that will be falling, in addition to all the snow melt that's been happening because it's been so hot, well, we are looking at the chance of localized flooding in some spots, water pooling on some roads, that kind of stuff for this weekend. But for tomorrow in particular, just a small chance of some isolated showers. 13 degrees. It will be cooler tomorrow for sure, with only a high of 15 and a good amount of cloud cover. The heavy rain shouldn't kick in until tomorrow night in the city, and there's a lot to come, and I'm going to give you all those details in just a little bit. Don't miss the Home Lottery Mountain Edition VIB deadline. Buy your tickets before midnight tonight, and you are in to win the BMW Roadster VIP prize or take $100,000 cash. Buy now at CalgaryMountainHomeLottery.com.
A landslide closed down the Trans-Canada Highway between Golden and Revelstoke for several hours today. It happened early this morning and led to the highway being closed in both directions while crews worked to clear it out. The stretch of highway is known for rock slides that sometimes lead to shutdowns. Lane restrictions were lifted at about 4 p.m. And a fire in a 15-story Beltline high-rise building late this afternoon forced evacuations as thick columns of smoke rose over the neighborhood. It happened about 4:30 at 13th Avenue and 9th Street Southwest. Fire officials say the fire came from inside of a penthouse unit, which is 2 floors high, and they're investigating whether it may have started in the ceiling or the roof. One person was taken to hospital with minor injuries they got while leaving the building. A firefighter is being checked for minor injuries as well due to hauling equipment.
Well, it was smoky in the stairwell, and when we came out, of course, you could see the dark smoke coming up from the building, and we walked down a little bit and we found we saw that there were flames up there, and so when you see flames, that's not good.
Well, all residents, with the exception of those in the top 2 floor units, have been able to reoccupy their homes. There's no word yet on a cause. Well, the cause of 2 men charged with robbing and murdering a man along a road near Strathmore nearly 2 years ago is now before a jury. Elijah Strawberry and Arthur Penner are charged with fatally shooting Colin Huff on August 6, 2024. Both men pleaded not guilty to second-degree murder and 2 armed robberies related to 2 shootings along that rural road. And the Crown says the evidence indicates that nobody other than Strawberry and Penner could have been responsible. The defense did not call any witnesses, saying there is a lack of evidence proving that the identity of the shooters. Well, police need your help to identify a man believed to be involved in an indecent act near a northeast playground. Police have released several composite sketches. The man is between 70 and 80 years old, about 5'6" with a medium build. He is also wearing black headphones. The incident happened December 12th of last year in a playground in the northeast community of Whitethorn. Police say a man may have been recording children with a smartphone. When people approached him, he did leave. If you have any information about this incident, you are asked to contact police or Crime Stoppers. Thousands of people took part in a province-wide day of action to protest the Alberta government. Tim Brooke has the details.
Thousands of Albertans on a day of action pushing back against the Premier and the UCP government.
I had enough for sure, and I don't know about the other Albertans, but these people here definitely had enough. This is nonsense.
Unlike previous years, Friday's events weren't necessarily focused in on one issue.
Daniel Smith is throwing out the independent electoral map.
The pension, the police force, the bleeding municipalities.
Water, not coal!
Just the incompetence. I have 30 years working in government and a master's in public administration. I've never seen anything like this.
In Calgary, the largest event happened outside of Mickey Amory's constituency office. Protesters claim he hasn't responded to dozens of calls and emails.
This is not the government that we asked for, and they weren't elected to do any of this.
You have to take action, and we have to stand up, and we got to bite apathy in the butt.
In Edmonton, voters marched downtown.
We're changing Alberta.
one demonstrator at a time, and we had thousands of them here today. So this is a wave of change, and the separatists and Daniel Smith and the UCP better look out.
The provincial government denied an interview request, but the Jobs Ministry sent a statement saying our government is continually responding to the issues on the minds of Albertans. It also took a shot at the day's organizer, saying while the AFL leader is focused on political stunts, our government will continue its work to keep Alberta the best place to live, work, and raise a family. Labour experts wonder if pressure like this can lead to change.
This sort of sustained kind of across the province, large numbers is not something we see very often. These kinds of actions are important for the Labour movement because it's about demonstrating to the public and to the government that Labour has the capacity to organize.
Tim Brooke, CTV News, Calgary.
Elections Alberta says that it will need at least 60,000 people to work for this fall's referendum. It says a very high anticipated voter turnout and a requirement to count all the ballots within 48 hours requires a higher number than usual. The agency says that all positions are paid and most are open to people 16 and older who pass a criminal record check. Hiring starts on June 8th. As for the October 19th referendum, it will run much like a provincial election with mail-in, special and advance voting ahead of the actual voting day. The 10 questions will be all on separate ballots. Well, do you think the provincial government should remove its 13% gas tax amid high fuel prices? The pros and cons of that decision after the break.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
Welcome back. The parents of a 16-year-old girl who died suddenly after playing in a soccer game in Calgary are expressing their thanks to the soccer community for their support and finding ways to memorialize her. Sean Fournette reports.
Cover your player.
Sarah Cowie loved soccer. She took up the sport after the pandemic and played with Calgary Rangers and the New Frontier Club.
She loved her team. She loved her coach. She loved being part of New Frontier, and you could see that every single day, every single time she grabbed her soccer bag or put on her cleats.
After a game on May 16th, Sarah felt dizzy, had trouble breathing, and thought there may be a problem with her inhaler. But she told her parents she was feeling fine and they went for ice cream to celebrate. Later, at home, she went to shower, and her parents found her unconscious in the bathroom.
We immediately began, the
chest compression, so
CPR.
We're both trained first aiders, so we started that immediately. I was on the phone with 911.
Despite their efforts and those of firefighters and EMS, Sarah died. She was only 16. The medical examiner told her parents there are signs she had an enlarged heart and experienced a sudden cardiac arrest.
They have to do some genetic testing before they can confirm that. So right now this is just their understanding of what took place, but there was no signs of any other things that could have led to this situation.
Sarah also enjoyed ballet, taekwondo, and art. The Ernest Manning student excelled in school and wanted to be an engineer. New Frontier Soccer is fundraising to establish a scholarship. Club president Ross Quinton says the intention is to create something lasting that reflects who Sarah was, her love for soccer, her kindness, her work ethic, and the sense of belonging she found within the game and our club community.
They've been truly amazing with how supportive they've been. Their kindness, their compassion,
and not just the club, like the girls on Sarah's team,
Sarah's teammates, her coaches,
the family, the coaches.
Sarah's mom and dad advise other parents to learn as much as possible about family medical history and to appreciate everyday moments with their kids. Sean Fournette, CTV News, Calgary.
A link to the scholarship fundraiser is on our website. Well, today is the third anniversary of the death of Levon Fox. He was shot and killed by police in 2023. Friends and family walked along Memorial Drive to the 4th Avenue flyover, the spot where Fox was killed. He was the passenger in a vehicle that was involved in a slow-speed pursuit. His family says the aim of this walk is to bring awareness to what happened, saying he was not armed and he didn't need to die.
Calgary City Police need to revisit their threat assessment and have better cultural awareness. It has to be ongoing. Cultural awareness has to be ongoing. It can't be just a one-off. And we talk about reconciliation, reconciliation, the word is so overused. Until you put action into making change happen.
The driver of the vehicle, Wesley Davidson, was also killed. The ACERT investigation recommended charging Constable Craig Stothart facing 2 counts of second-degree murder. His preliminary hearing begins on August the 10th. After weeks of high oil prices, some are calling for the provincial government to remove its 13% gas tax. While it would provide immediate financial relief for Albertans, some believe in the long run it's better to wait. Here's Amanda Anderson.
Gas and food and vehicle repair, stuff like that, it's, living from paycheck to paycheck, basically.
It doesn't matter what the price at the pumps is. Doug Mann has to fill his truck twice a week to get to work. He says not having the added 13% provincial tax on fuel would really help out.
So I'd be saving probably $70, $80 a week.
He's not alone.
I'd just be able to live, honestly.
We are hearing that whole affordability plea, and it's coming from real people, from working people. So we think it's the government's responsibility to provide tax relief.
As part of the Alberta Fuel Tax Relief Program, tax rates at the pumps are adjusted quarterly. If the average price of oil is at or above $90, the tax is suspended. Based on the regulations, the soonest Albertans could see a tax break would be July 1st. The CTF and NDP say the government needs to act now.
This is one thing that the government can do in very short order that has immediate impact on so many Albertans.
The former CEO of the Alberta Petroleum Marketing Commission believes it's best to wait. While Alberta may be making money, he says it's only a few months into the fiscal year and no one knows what oil prices will do the rest of the year.
So I think it's probably better just to keep the rules. Yes, it hurts everybody in the pocketbook, but we had a $9 billion deficit coming into this fiscal year, and it's better for us to make sure that this deficit is eliminated and we start to put some money in the bank with these higher prices because they may not last.
That's not fair to taxpayers. It's not fair to drivers. It's not their fault that the government couldn't balance the books.
Alberta's finance minister was not available for an interview. Even though Albertans may have to wait another month for relief, they're already thinking about how to use the savings.
Oh, a big difference. I can eat steak then, not pork.
Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
The Canadian economy has slipped into a technical recession, according to new data from Statistics Canada. Economic growth stalled in the first quarter of this year, and real gross domestic product was slightly negative on an annualized basis. The agency mainly blames higher imports of gold and a weak month in March for Canada's resource extraction industries such as mining, oil and gas, and forestry. Real GDP has now declined for 2 consecutive quarters, which meets the definition of a technical recession. Well, a wild weekend of weather is ahead. Danielle Simoni is back along with her Skywatch forecast next.
All right, the big story for the work week has been the hot temperatures. Heading into the weekend is going to be the heavy rain that's on the way. And in some cases, this will lead to some localized flooding because this is a lot of rain really fast. Okay, first let's look at today's daytime highs. So, wow, we still had some heat. 32 was the high in Brooks, 33 in Medicine Hat and Drumheller, 28 in Calgary, and 29 in Lethbridge. Even Milk River got to that 30 mark today. All right, so as we get through the weekend, this is the weather statement, the special weather statement that is in place. It's in place for all of southern Alberta and much of central Alberta as well, because we are looking at such a significant amount of rainfall. So my suggestion would be, while the weather's still nice for a little bit longer, walk around your house and make sure eaves troughs, storm drains, gutters are all cleared out and ready to go for this amount of rainfall, so it doesn't end up in your house. Okay, 40 to 60 millimeters of rain is what's possible in Calgary. The timeline on this is Saturday night through Tuesday morning. 60 to 90 millimeters of rain is possible anywhere along Cowie 2, Highway 2, and areas to the west. 70 to 90 plus millimeters of rain possible in this southwest corner. And that's because in this corner, we're also looking at thunderstorm activity, and some of these embedded thunderstorms could really add to the totals in some localized areas. In the southeast corner, 40 to 60 millimeters of rain is possible. Again, if this system does shift a little bit off to the east, we can lessen the amounts. So you can take about 10 millimeters off of these expected totals. But either way you look at it, we are looking at a lot of rain headed for us this weekend. Okay, radar and satellite just beginning earlier with some thunderstorm activity in the far south. What we're looking at is the system barreling up along the mountains and pushing into southern Alberta. Timeline on this? Well, for tomorrow, we're really just looking at mainly cloudy skies with some sunny breaks and isolated showers. So small chance of seeing a couple raindrops in Calgary throughout the day. This is as we get into tomorrow night. That's when it will really kick into the far south, kick into the mountains, and then in the overnight hours and through Sunday morning is when it will kick into Calgary, and it will be heavy at times. Just a look at what you can expect here throughout Monday, especially Sunday and Monday, for example. So to give you an idea of totals just for Calgary, 15 degrees tomorrow, so a lot cooler than what we've had, and we will get into the highs of single digits for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Saturday comes with mostly cloudy skies, some sunny breaks, and isolated showers possible. But it's the Saturday night rain that will start to kick in. 5 millimeters possible Saturday night, another 25 to 30 millimeters possible on Sunday, and then another 15 to 20 on Monday, and then another 1 to 5 possible on Tuesday. Don't miss the Home Lottery Mountain Edition VIP deadline. Buy your tickets before midnight tonight, and you are in to win the BMW Roadster VIP prize, or take $100,000 cash. Buy now at CalgaryMountainHomeLottery.com.
Well, it was time to show off. After the break, highlights from the 4-H on parade that happened at Stampede Park today. Welcome back. A record turnout at Stampede Park for this year's 4-H on parade. Well, more than 300 lambs were herded into the Nutrien Western Event Centre. 4-H members from 9 to 21 years old presented their lambs, and they demonstrated flock classes ranging from yearlings to mature sheep. The show was a big moment for 4-H members who have helped take care of the lambs for months.
Raising that lamb, you know, taking care of it, feeding it, just being there for those lambs, and just kind of like, you know, showing that connection to those lambs, and just kind of making sure, working with the lambs and making sure that they're all nice and healthy and ready to show.
The 18 herds entered to compete were the most ever in the show's 50-year history. And we end things tonight with an epic failure to launch this morning in Florida. Don't worry, no one was hurt. The Blue Origin rocket exploded into a massive fireball during a test. NASA announced on Tuesday that Blue Origin, owned by Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, won a contract connected to the construction of a $20 billion moon base. Oh boy, that's pretty big. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Have a great weekend.